Hey guys, nerds. For those asking, yes, I'm still kind of under a bit of a fever. I understand that some of you may be like, whoa, this is weird. Sages, do you ever sleep? And I do, but I get really antsy and want to just do videos. And I've done several stupid ones. And I do apologize for that, but, you know, I can't sit around too much. It makes me kind of panic a little bit. So I figured, for those who are asking, I'm feeling better. Still not feeling the greatest. I can't really sit down and do too much, but I will do a edited content video for you. A lot of you were like, Sages, do a top 5 list, so okay, I'll do a top 5 list. Let's see what we can get, and let's see if you guys agree with me at all when it comes to this. So, let's talk about free-to-play units. Some of the best free-to-play units you can get in the game right now, or at least hopefully get in the game when they return, because again, this counts for a lot of them. GHB, you know, Tempest Trial, and of course the daily hero thing. So let's start with the first one. Well, I would say the easiest one to obtain right now, but I'm pretty sure this will be going up at the exact moment that event ends. Oh boy, that sucks, but hey, it's how the cookie crumbles. Alright, so first up we have Arden. Now, the one thing about Arden that's really great is just his huge attack with, well, you may look at his stats here and go, that's not exactly the biggest attack, but just be aware, he has huge defense and a lot of intricate abilities, mostly in his follow-up ring. He has Brave Sword, which means he attacks twice if he initiates, and since he has follow-up ring, which allows him to follow up just follow up no matter what, as long as his health is above a certain threshold, that means that he's gonna quad. And if you are up against him and he manages to get as close as he possibly can, this means that he's going to instantly destroy most units he comes up against. So that's not a good thing. It's actually quite terrifying as a unit, not just because of how he looks, but, well, because, you know, how powerful he can be. He also has the most HP of any unit in the game right now, which is crazy, at least as a natural unit. 60 HP, this is what you get, and he of course came from the genealogy Tempest Trials, but eventually he'll come back, probably in the form of a mini Tempest Trial for those who are waiting for him or want to get him. Who knows what will happen. Alright? Alright, so let's just, let's head into the next thing. At number 4 is actually another armored unit, Black Knight. A lot of you were really looking forward to him when he came out. One thing to mention here that I did not put in his plus or pros here is that as strong as he is, he has fairly high speed, a great weapon, a legendary weapon, meaning that he has plus 16 might here, which also goes into that, so he gets an even 50. He also has his own unique special skill in the form of Black Luna, which is basically Luna plus a bit more of an advantage. I believe it's Moonbow and Luna. I forget exactly how it works, but essentially it will strip away any defenses and will probably instantly kill any target that he triggers it on, as long as they don't have some sort of ability that will negate some damage. He will be able to really strike terror into a lot of units, and of course, having distant counter in his own little weapon is something that I really always enjoy. I love distant counter in weapons. It means that I don't have to worry about freeing up a slot to give someone distant or close counter. Unfortunately, we never have gotten close counter in an actual weapon. Black Knight was, of course, obtainable in his own Tempest Trials, and if you happen to have him, he's a fantastic unit to use. However, he will probably return in another mini Tempest. Hopefully, we'll have some more obtainability with a lot of these characters, but when it comes down to these units like this and Arden, it really kind of sucks that you have to go through Tempest Trials at least, or wait for them to return, but trust me, my friends, they are well worth the wait, and they are definitely something you're going to want to try and strive for when you get them. The only thing I can really say about Black Knight that is a bit of a con is that, well, he's lacking in resistance and in defense and HP win compared to Arden. But they still perform adequately well together, and they are great units. So I really highly suggest it. Alright, so the next one is actually someone that's been missing for a while. Someone who a lot of people really want to return. That, of course, is Camus. Camus is a unit that has a horsey. Everyone loves horses, right? I'm sure they do. Camus is, of course, a horse unit. I'm also, just as we can say real quick, let me just make sure, as I do have the list right in front of me right now. Yes, of course he does have that. The one thing to note about Camus is that, and technically the next user, is that they are great introductory units to Horse Emblem. Because they have great abilities, they have distant counter built into them. He also has decent attack and speed for a Cavalier unit, which is amazing. He also has substantial defense, and while he may not have the best resistances, he can handle them. He can handle mages at least somewhat well if he does have the need to. If he has to counter a mage, and hopefully he survives, he should be able to kill them. He's also a good counter to a lot of archers in case you need to deal with them. However, he does have a bit low res when it comes down to him, and the other problem that's kind of become more equivalent. Why do I keep saying equivalent? Apparent. God, I'm trying to learn a new word, guys. It's equivalent. More apparent is that, unfortunately, him and the next unit are kind of stuck in one situation. We have not seen Camus in a while, so hopefully his GHB will return fairly soon. And as a unit, I really like having powerful horse units. And, well, even better is that Camus here actually technically, well, he already has Goad built into his kit. So if you decide to get him, he is a great horse unit to have. Just because he has Goad built in. He also has a distant counter weapon. And he's free. I mean, what else could you do? What else more could you want from a free-to-play unit? Now, I guess we're going to move on to the next one, which kind of has a recurring theme, I've noticed. Mostly... Alright, sorry about that. We had to actually cut there for something real quick. Ah, boy. As you can see, there is Xander. He's my second favorite unit. And usually I don't like Xander, but, I mean, technically Camus and Xander were kind of in a mix-up. I could have technically combined them, but I was having real big issues with that, and I felt it would just be better to try and separate them and give them their own dues. As you can see here, Xander he's like Camus, but red, but technically he came out first, so Camus is like Xander, but never mind. The one problem that really comes from this, of course, is that he's a sword unit, and of course, because of that, he might be competing for some slots now more than ever. If you happen to roll some really good horse units that have come out recently that are red sword units. But as a free unit, he does have some really nice advantages. He, of course, has pretty much the same he does when it comes to Camus in the pros. He has a distant counter weapon. Siegfried, I believe it is. And from there, he just, he can really just tank a lot more when it comes to, defense, obviously. Mostly, the only problem here, of course, is that his speed is quite terrible well, granted, it can be patched up with some horse buffs, but if you're looking for a speedy sword unit on a horse, he may not be the best for you. He also, of course, can be doubled because of that, so there's a bit of a problem there. Oh, well. All in all, these are great. Him and Camus are great introductory units to Horse Emblem, and are definitely something that should make a return, hopefully, when it comes time. I'm really praying that eventually these two will return to the game as full-on GHB units, but, well, that's just neither here nor there, okay? So, how about we take a look at the final unit, shall we? Now, this one is someone that I just really adore, and I've been using her ever since, even now. That, of course, is Olivia. That's because Olivia is the first and probably the easiest dancer to get in the game. Easiest, bar none, easiest unit to get when it comes to having additional turns, because dancers are very much so powerful in this game right now, you know, additional turns are not something that should be overlooked, and she can of course be obtained when she shows up as a daily hero unit. You don't have to spend orbs to get her. She can be obtained via summoning though, so if you decide to do so, I really have to say, yeah, this would probably be something that would be a unit you would want to aim for. As a powerful dancer, she does have a few problems, but she actually has some surprisingly good speed and defense for this, as well as res, which is a little odd, but mostly her attack is a bit lacking and her HP is as well. That's because, as a dancer, she lacks a bit more when it comes to BST. So, yes. All in all, Olivia is probably one of my favorite units, just because of how powerful she is. You never want to skip out on a dancer. And, even more, if you do summon her later on, keep her at 4 stars, keep merging her. She will become a 5-star without ever really becoming one, and you don't have to worry about that. She is a fantastic dancer and probably one of the best free-to-play units you can get right now. So, I hope that gave you a bit of a better top 5 list. If you guys enjoyed this, maybe leave a like and make me feel a bit better. Do tell me what you thought about my list, and as always, I'm open in the comments for you guys. So, see you soon. Thanks for watching.